Hi there. Today I'm making up some white bean and chard soup. Trying using up what chard etc. is in the garden and using up beans etc. in the pantry. So I've been out and picked what chard is ready. I need half a pound in weight. I don't think I've got enough, so I've got some kale as well, because the recipe does say that you can use kale, and I've picked a mixture of the red and green kale. So but I'm just doing up the chard first, and it's going to be canned up. And today I'm having a go at canning in an Instant Pot. Now I've been after an Instant Pot, a good sized one, for some time, but the price has always made me sort of, balk a bit. And a couple of years ago, when Instant Pots were all the rage and etc., I settled on a cheaper version. I got a Pressure King Pressure Pro, whatever it was. As this was before they were being used for canning, and I got that to use as an electric pressure cooker. But I still sort of hankered after the Instant Pot, and I think at the time they weren't really available here in the UK. It was more in the US. So I just waited and waited, and I was quite happy with what I'd bought, the Pressure King Pro, and it did what I needed it to do at the time. And then the other day, whoops, there we go, just under £8 there, so I'm onto a bit of kale now. The other day I noticed, I don't know what, half a pound, an Instant Pot. It's being discontinued. This particular size one is being discontinued. It's the Instant Pot Duo Nova 9.5 litre, so it's quite a large one, and it's being discontinued. That particular size is, so it was a third of the price on Amazon that I'd seen them before. Oh, getting a bit carried away there. There's me. Is that right? Yeah. So that's, yeah. So it was about a third of the price, and which I was really tempted with. So, and I thought, well, if they're discontinuing that size, and that was the size I'd always wanted, I'd better get it now. So yeah, I've got a bit of green and red kale left. Yeah, it's just a bit left there in the basket, and I'll do something else with them. So I ordered it, and it was £119, which I thought was a very good price. And it arrived yesterday. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been reading about people using it for canning. So I did a bit of research into this, and I thought, and this is what pushed me for getting it really, was I could use it for canning, even though it hasn't got the canning facility on it. It's not an approved, let me turn that off to save the battery. It's not an approved method of canning, but an approved method of canning is an American method. It's not necessarily what we would do in the, there's lots of ways we can here over in Europe that are not approved over in America at all. And of course in America, every year you're supposed to take your gauge in to be checked. Well, there's nowhere here in the UK that does anything like that. So I don't hold a lot out for this approved method of canning. Yeah, so I was quite intrigued with this. So I bought the Instant Pot, and today I am going to be canning this bean and chard soup in the Instant Pot. So stick with me while and I'll just finish up preparing my veg, and then we'll get on with it and we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's get this soup on the go. First off, I'll run through the ingredients with you. We have got 2 cups of chopped onions. I have pre-soaked 1 pound in weight of beans, and they're draining. I've got some chopped garlic. I've got some stock from our canned stock in the cupboard, water, salt and pepper, and rice wine vinegar. Now we pop it all in the stock pot first. Oh, of course we've got the chard, Swiss chard. So, which is here. So that's just been washing in the sink. In a bit of water. So we've got the beans in the pot. We add the onions. And we'll add our greens. We're going to add the garlic. Tablespoon of the rice wine vinegar. A teaspoon, which I'm estimating, of salt. I'm using the pink Himalayan salt. And about a teaspoon of pepper. Stock. Add the water. Then that all goes on the stove. Hang on a second. Right, that's all going to go onto the stove and brought to the boil and boiled for about 5 minutes. And while that's happening, I'm going to start prepping my jars and lids. Okay, let's run through everything we need. We have got the lids sitting sterilising in warm hand hot water. I use the rings are ready. Jar lifter, which you use that way up. That is to measure the height, headspace height. There is, I don't know if you can see them, numbers on that side. And you use it, I'll show you in a second. Magnetic lifter for getting the lids out of the water so you don't burn your hands. A funnel. This is a nice little collapsible funnel, so it's easy to store. I've got my spoon. I need a slotted spoon as well, so let's get that out ready. My jars have all been washed and sterilised, so they're all ready. And this is how you use the lifter. So you use it with black handles up, and this shaped bit grips the neck of the jar. Right, this is the Instant Pot I got. This is the Duo Nova 9.5 litres or 9.7 litres. And it doesn't have the canning feature on it, but you can use it for canning. So I've been told, so that's what we're going to try. You've got open and close on the lid. It is quite a heavy and quite a big machine, if you can sort of see from the size of my hand. Lift the lid off. It's got a nice stainless steel inner pan. Yeah, so the inner pot, which comes out for cleaning, is a nice stainless steel one. There's markings on the side. I've put a tea towel in the bottom ready, because you don't want the jars sitting directly on the bottom of the Instant Pot, and I haven't got a big enough rack to put in there. So I'm just going to wet the tea towel because I don't want it floating away. Right, yeah, so it is quite a big beast, very, very similar to the Pressure King Pro that I used to use. It's your safety valves, release valves, etc. This little cup collector, can we see it on the back? Turn it around. This here is for collecting condensation. That's everything ready. The soup has been a light boil now for about 5 minutes, so we're ready to go on to the next stage. Right, this recipe does 7 1-pint jars, and so that's what I've got laid out, 7 1-pint jars. So we're going to start with solids into each jar. So, and once we've got solids in, leaving a 1-inch headspace, you've got to remember this is only partly cooked. So once we've got all the solids divided up between the jars, then we will divide up the liquid, and any extra liquid we'll just keep to one side and will get added to another soup or something during the week. There you go. So this is only partly cooked, and it will finish cooking as it's being pressure canned. And yeah, and then there is a serving suggestion as well. So I want to try and get lots of soups on the shelf using the seasonal ingredients. Soups are always good for us lunchtime, but also soups can be quite good added to casseroles, stews, whatever, just to help bulk them out. And the idea for me of using the Instant Pot is I can do smaller batches, whereas the All-American canner, yeah, that's one of the dogs wanting in. Yeah, the All-American canner, it is a big beast, and I can do a double layer in it. So if I'm canning up harvests through the year, or a lot of meat or whatever, it is perfect because I can get a lot done at once. Whereas if I'm doing soups, I mean, usually I don't even do this many jars. I might do just 3 or 4 jars. I am going to get the another Instant Pot, which is slightly smaller, so if there is just sort of 2 or 3 jars of something I want to get canned up, I've got that option. But also the smaller one I will use for cooking. And the electric pressure cookers are brilliant for doing stews and pie fillings and meat pie fillings and things like that in. So we're getting to the end here. And we're going to finish dividing that up. And of course, yes, I know it's electric and electric costs to run, but even using the All-American, I would be using gas because I do use it on a gas burner. Yeah, so sometimes you just sort of have to weigh up your options and what works for you. It might be that using the Instant Pot doesn't work at all, but I'm going to try and put up the PDF instructions, probably put a link or attach them, try and attach them into the comments or down below if it will let me. And yeah, I'm still getting to grips with Patreon and what I can and can't do on it. So I'll put a PDF or a link to a PDF or something like that, so that we can yeah, so you've got the full recipe there and the instructions for doing using the Instant Pot. Right, I'm now dividing the liquid. There's still a little bit of veg in the bottom, but it's only a little bit. This is one of the reasons I'm not having upper cupboards. Hang on, there's somebody coming to the door. Right, that's all the jars filled. Now to debubble, debubbling is you take your tool and you go all the way around the edge of the jar, displacing any air bubbles that might be in there. And to measure your headspace, so that is an inch. That's my inch measure there, and that goes to the top of my liquid, so I know I've got my 1 inch headspace. So we're ready now to get the lids on, and we want to make sure we get a good seal, so we're going to wipe around all the rims. Because we don't want any debris there which will break our seal or prevent the jars from sealing. Right, let's get the lids on. And I'm using 2-part lids, and the ring goes on finger tight. If you put it on too tight, then the air can't expel from the inside and you'll get siphoning, and you'll get buckling. If it's on too loose, you'll get siphoning. Or if you've not left enough headspace, you'll also get siphoning. So we don't want any siphoning, and we don't want the lids to buckle. There we go. So that's then done. So we'll pop them in here. Seven 1-pint jars. Right, the jars are in the canner and or in the Instant Pot. I don't know if you can see the water level there. They're all sitting on top of a tea towel, but the water is in there and it's hand hot because it's hot contents I've got in the jar. So let's get the lid on. Try and set it up so you can see it. See if I can spin it around. Now we're going to set it to pressure cook, and we want the keep warm facility turned off, and then we want to do, so we've got it on high pressure, it's on pressure, pressure level is on low. Put it on, oops. 75 minutes, that's 1 hour, 60, that's 1 hour 15 in it. 15, high, pressure's on high, 75 minutes. So I think we are ready to go. That's it, it's on, and that should be it going, I believe. Right, the Instant Pot has finished. It's done its 1 hour 15 minutes at high pressure. So now I'm just letting it naturally vent. And once it is done, then this little valve here will have drop down. You can do a fast vent, but now I want it to vent naturally. So that there will drop down, and then we can open it. Right, the Instant Pot has now depressurised. The little valve has, well, there it is, dropped down. And yep, so now we can open the lid. You don't ever want to open the lid unless that valve has dropped down. So there we go. Right. We're going to lift these jars out. And you can see they're still bubbling away. That's a good indication that they've got up to a really, really good temperature. A little bit of siphoning there.
it's either a little bit of siphoning or it's the colour coming out of my tea towel. No, I think it's a little bit of siphoning. There we go. That's the 7. Pour the water off that one there. Right, so they're still bubbling away as they're cooling, so usual canning rules apply. Leave them alone, don't play with them. Wait until they have finished canning completely. As they cool, the lids should seal. We should start hearing the pinging, and yeah, so to me that looks like a success. Right, all the jars have sealed. They're all gone ping, they've all pulled down. So tomorrow when they're properly cool, I'll take the rings off, label them, wipe them down, label them and put them away in the pantry. So yeah, that is the bean and chard soup canned in the pressure canner. I will pop a recipe card down below that you can print off of. And I shall pop a link down to the Instant Pot I'm using as well.